Let's be honest about what's happening right now. This is no longer just about one country struggling or one market wobbling. Around the world, unrest, conflict, trade tension, and economic uncertainty are putting pressure on everyday people and on their investments. You can feel it in your food bill, you can feel it at the petrol station, and you can feel it when it comes to your portfolio, which swings more than it used to. And if you're retired or getting close to retirement, it can feel deeply unsettling. Because the old plan was simple: save carefully, invest wisely, and let retirement feel secure. But in 2026, that sense of certainty has been shaken. Today I want to show you a different way to think about financial resilience. How to build an additional income stream from home so you're not relying on one source alone in a world that has become far less predictable. The IMF has warned that geopolitical tensions and trade uncertainties remain major downside risks to the global economy, while the World Bank says higher trade tensions and policy uncertainty are creating a fresh headwind of growth. For years, people were told that diversification inside the investment account was enough. But what many are now realizing is this: true diversification is not just owning different assets, it's having different ways money can come into your life. Because when global shocks hit, they do not only affect stocks, they affect fuel, they affect currencies, they affect borrowing costs, they affect confidence, and they affect how long your savings actually last. Over the last few days alone, global equity funds have seen major outflows. Oil-related fears have risen, and investors have moved more cautiously as conflict and central bank uncertainties have grown. And that is why more people, especially retirees and those planning retirement, are no longer asking, how do I squeeze more from my savings? They are asking, how do I build an extra stream of income without going back to a full-time job? That is the better question. Here is the shift. Instead of depending entirely on markets you cannot control, you add a digital income layer you can actually participate in. Not by building some huge tech company, not by becoming an influencer overnight, and not by working 10 hours a day. I'm talking about using digital systems that are already built. Systems with products, pages, automation, and support already in place. That means your job is not to invest everything from scratch. Your job is to plug into a model that already works and learn how to use it consistently. And why does that matter now? Because the world economy is becoming more fragmented. Trade is more politicized. Supply chains are more exposed. Energy shocks move faster. And when those pressures rise, households feel it very quickly. The World Economic Forum's 2026 Risk Outlook and Reuters reporting both point to a more fragmented global environment shaped by trade disruptions, regulatory divergence, cyber risk, and geopolitical strain. So the goal is not to beat the world. The goal is to become less exposed to any one single shock. What people want in retirement is not hype. They want calm. They want to know that if markets dip, if prices rise, or if another global crisis hits, they still have options. That is what an additional online income stream can do. It can help cover rising monthly costs. It can reduce the pressure on your savings. It can give you breathing room when markets are volatile. And it can help you make decisions from confidence instead of fear. Let me be clear, this is not about guaranteed income, and it is not a replacement for sensible financial planning. It's about creating another pillar under your future. Because when the world feels unstable, peace of mind often comes from knowing you are not standing on one leg financially. Reuters has reported that countries highly dependent on imported energy, high borrowing costs, or fragile fiscal conditions are especially exposed in the current environment, which is exactly why households are feeling more pressure from essentials and uncertainty. If you've been feeling uneasy about where the world is heading, if you've noticed your money does not stretch like it used to, and if you know deep down that relying on one source of income is no longer enough, then it may be time to look at a smarter model. I've placed a link below to a free training that walks through a simple digital business system designed for ordinary people who want to earn from home using an existing framework instead of starting from zero. Watch it, take notes, see whether it fits the kind of future you want to build. Because in a world of unrest, the goal is not panic. The goal is preparation. The goal is flexibility. And the goal is protecting your lifestyle with more than one financial pillar. The world may be uncertain, but your next step does not have to be. Subscribe if you want more practical ideas on protecting your retirement, building income from home, and staying financially steady in a changing world. And tell me in the comments, what cost has increased the most for you lately? Groceries, fuel, medical expenses, or something else? I read the comments and they help me to shape the next video.